The puppy refused to leave the paralyzed baby's side. What happened next will shock you. Nobody expected a tiny puppy to change their lives. Not when 6-month-old baby Lily could not move her legs or sit on her own. But what happened next left her parents speechless and will touch anyone who sees it. Emma and Jake had spent months learning how to care for Lily. Every movement had to be gentle. Every day was a challenge. They loved her deeply, but the worry never left them. Nights were the hardest. Lily would wake up crying, unable to roll over or stretch her arms. They felt powerless. One day, Jake saw a small German Shepherd puppy at a local animal shelter. The puppy was thin, with soft brown fur and big eyes that seemed to look right into him. There was something about the way he sat quietly watching people pass by that felt different. He felt drawn to the puppy. They decided to adopt him. His name would be Buddy. The first time Buddy met Lily, he approached slowly, sniffing her tiny hands. Lily stared at him with wide eyes. Buddy didn't jump, didn't bark, just stayed close. Emma noticed the way he sat down beside her daughter and tilted his head as if he was trying to understand her. From the very first day, Buddy refused to leave Lily alone. When Emma tried to move him to his bed, he would quietly return, nudging Lily with his nose and sitting by her side. He would lie down next to her, resting his head gently near her tiny legs. It was strange. Emma and Jake had never seen a puppy act like this before. Then one afternoon, something happened that made them realize Buddy was more than just a pet. Lily's bottle tipped over in her crib. Milk spilled onto the blanket and Lily started to fuss. Buddy jumped up, nudging her back upright, licking her tiny hands to comfort her. He stayed there until she stopped crying. Emma could not believe it. The puppy understood. He wasn't just playing. He was protecting her. That night, as they watched Buddy curl up beside Lily, Emma whispered to Jake, "I think he knows she needs him." Jake nodded. They did not understand how a puppy could sense so much, but it was clear that Buddy had already become a part of their small family in a way no one could have predicted. Days passed and Buddy's bond with Lily grew stronger. He followed her every move, even when she couldn't move much at all. Whenever she fussed, he would nuzzle her gently or rest his head on her tiny body, almost like he knew exactly what she needed. Emma and Jake could not stop watching. They had never seen a dog act this way. One afternoon, Lily's tiny hand slipped from the blanket while she was on the couch. Before Emma could even reach her, Buddy was there. He nudged her back, placing himself between her and the edge. Lily looked at him and let out a small coo, calm again. Emma's heart sank and swelled at the same time. She whispered, "He's keeping her safe." Then something happened that made them realize Buddy's protection was real, not just comforting. Lily had been trying to grab a toy from the floor, and she leaned too far to one side. For a second it looked like she might tip over. Without thinking, Buddy jumped closer. He pressed his body against hers, holding her up with his paws and body. Lily didn't fall. Emma and Jake froze. They couldn't believe what they were seeing. It wasn't just coincidence. Buddy understood she was fragile, and he was determined to protect her. He stayed right there for hours, even when Lily fell asleep. Anytime she moved slightly in her sleep, he shifted, adjusting his position to stay close. Emma tried to put him in his bed, but Buddy refused. He would only lie next to Lily. The next morning, something even more surprising happened. Lily woke up crying as she often did, but Buddy reacted differently this time. He let out a small whine, not loud, just enough to alert Emma. She rushed to pick up Lily and Buddy followed, never letting her out of his sight. It felt as if Buddy was saying, "I will not let anything happen to her." Emma and Jake realized they had never seen anything like it. Buddy wasn't just attached to Lily, he was guarding her, understanding her needs and responding in ways no ordinary puppy would. And just like that, their quiet home became a place filled with an unexpected kind of love and protection they had never imagined. One evening, Emma was in the kitchen preparing Lily's dinner while Jake checked some papers in the living room. Buddy was lying near Lily as always. Suddenly, Lily started to cough. At first, it was just a little noise, but then it became sharper, more urgent. Emma rushed over and realized Lily had choked on a small piece of her food. Panic rose in Emma's chest. She tried to calm her, but Lily was struggling. Buddy sprang into action. He barked sharply, not aggressively but urgently, as if calling for help. Then, in a move that shocked both Emma and Jake, Buddy nudged Lily, lifted her gently with his body, and pressed his paws around her, almost guiding her to sit upright. It felt like seconds stretched into minutes. Emma and Jake held their breath. Buddy never left her side. Every time Lily gasped, Buddy nudged her again, keeping her calm, keeping her safe. Emma finally managed to clear the blockage, but Buddy stayed pressed close to her, licking her tiny hands and softly whining until she stopped trembling. Afterward, Lily curled against Buddy's side, exhausted. Buddy rested his head on her chest, refusing to move even when Emma tried to pick him up. Emma and Jake stared at each other, tears filling their eyes. They could not believe what had just happened. The puppy had reacted faster than they could, protecting their baby in a way no one could have imagined. The next few days were quiet, but something had changed. Buddy was no longer just affectionate, he seemed alert all the time. Every small sound, every slight movement from Lily, and he was immediately there, watching, guarding, and reacting. Emma realized that Lily's safety depended not just on her careful care, but now on Buddy's instincts too. It was hard to explain to anyone who hadn't seen it, but the bond between Lily and Buddy was extraordinary. Emma often found herself watching him, amazed at how much he understood. He wasn't just a puppy. He was a protector, a friend, and in some way a silent guardian angel. Weeks went by, and Buddy never left Lily's side. Every morning he would wait by her crib until she woke up. Every night he would curl up next to her, watching her breathe, listening to every little sound she made. Emma and Jake could not remember a day when he had left her alone for more than a few minutes. One afternoon, Emma noticed something remarkable. Lily had been trying to reach for a small toy, something she had been practicing for weeks. Her movements were weak and she often got frustrated. But Buddy seemed to understand exactly what she wanted. He nudged the toy closer with his nose, gently, making it easy for her to grab it. When she succeeded, she let out a tiny laugh. Buddy barked softly, almost like he was cheering. It was a small moment, but Emma and Jake felt a wave of emotion they could not describe. Buddy was encouraging her. He wasn't just protecting her, he was helping her grow, helping her find joy despite her struggles. Then came a moment that truly defined their bond. Lily had been lying on the blanket, tired after her exercises. Suddenly she started to cry, not from pain but from frustration. She could not reach her favorite stuffed animal across the floor. Buddy immediately went to her side. He picked up the stuffed animal with his mouth and gently placed it in her tiny hands. Lily stopped crying instantly. She hugged Buddy's head with her small arms, and he stayed perfectly still, letting her hold him. Emma watched, tears streaming down her face. She whispered to Jake, "I've never seen love like this." Jake nodded, unable to speak. In that moment, Buddy was not just a pet. He was a part of Lily's heart. He was the reason she felt safe enough to smile, to laugh, and to reach for things she thought she could never touch. Buddy's loyalty went beyond anything Emma and Jake had imagined. He had been there in the small moments and the scary moments. He had become her protector, her helper, and her first true friend. And through all of this, Lily began to grow stronger little by little, because she knew she was never alone. Months passed, and Buddy and Lily had become inseparable. Every laugh, every tiny movement, every new milestone, Buddy was there, always by her side. Emma and Jake often watched them, amazed at the bond that had grown between their baby and this small puppy who had refused to leave her. One morning, something happened that would stay with them forever. Lily had been trying to pull herself up for the first time. She struggled, tears forming in her eyes, frustrated that her body wouldn't do what she wanted. Buddy immediately came to her side, placing his paws gently on her legs as if to steady her. Lily looked at him and for the first time, managed a tiny lift. She laughed, a soft, delighted sound. Buddy barked softly, tail wagging, nuzzling her face. Emma and Jake couldn't hold back their tears. That simple moment said more than words ever could. Buddy had not just protected Lily, he had given her courage, hope, and the confidence to keep trying. He had shown her that she was never alone, that someone believed in her even when she felt weak. From that day on, Lily's progress seemed faster, not because her body had suddenly changed, but because her heart felt stronger. Buddy had become her teacher in his own way, teaching her patience, love, and trust. He watched over her as she slept, encouraged her as she played, and stayed close whenever she needed him. Emma and Jake often thought about how one small decision, to adopt a tiny puppy, had transformed their lives. Buddy had brought joy, protection, and unconditional love into their home. He was more than a pet. He was a friend, a guardian, and in many ways, a miracle. Did this moment touch your heart? Would you trust an animal with a baby like this? Let us know in the comments. Subscribe for more real emotional stories.